But I started a watch party, so you're fine.
Yeah,
and I
but-
tagged you in it.
I know, but I don't understand.
She
why mine doesn't
she's
work.
just mad because she can't start one.
That's it.
It
Yeah.
likes me better than it
Don't
likes
be
me.
mad.
I can't do it all the time. I can't do
I've got a new friend, a perfect stranger. He's got a bullet with your name in the chamber. I'm body organ, rearranger. You feel my danger.
All right, I have a watch party going, Jackie, so it's
All right.
good.
I do too.
Yeah.
We all do, except for her. Sorry, Lainey.
All right, everyone.
Oh, wait. Make sure
Smile
you
real
look
quick
good.
for the gram. Ready? Smile. Oh, wait. Why isn't it working? Hold on. There we go.
What time is it?
It's
What
dinner
time is
We're
it?
broadcasting live from Podcast Detroit in rockin' Royal Oak, Michigan. It's time to take a leap of faith with Jackie, Rocky, Nora, and Gina for some entertainment and inspiration. Join them every Wednesday at noon. You can always find us at podcastdetroit.com.
Jackie, look at my
Gotta
fortune
ask,
cookie for the day.
What were you born to do?
Ooh.
Cute.
What time is it?
It's nooner time.
Somebody bring me a mirror.
it. All right.
Happy hump day.
Happy Wednesday. Happy
Wednesday.
hump day.
I want to
Happy
say
hump day.
before we get started, happy birthday to my brother, Timothy Gibson. Timmy,
Happy
that's what we call him.
birthday.
Happy birthday, Timothy.
Happy
We're the
birthday.
same. We're the same age. We're the same age until my birthday. So we're 59 today. Woo.
Aw.
Which is coming
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
The big event actually for all three of you guys.
I know.
I know.
Not that big of a
Rocky,
not that big of an event for me.
Yeah. Me either, Gina.
Well, I'm going to be
but,
100 this year, so I think it's pretty. it's an accomplishment that I've made it this far.
It's a
so.
big one for Nora. Big
It-
party for Nora.
Yeah.
We're having a
it's big
surprise
one.
party, Nora.
I'm surprised.
At Gina's
I know.
house.
I'm
We'll
gonna
tell
act
you later,
surprised.
Gina.
I'll act surprised.
All right.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
so
All right.
Thanksgiving's coming up. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's
So
your
what is
favorite?
everybody-
What's your favorite dish at Thanksgiving?
Dressing.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Yep. That's my
Really?
favorite. Yeah.
Nora, do you
Yeah.
put it in
Dressing is your
Wait,
favorite?
what does that mean?
Yeah.
Oh. No, turkey,
Yeah.
gravy, and mashed potatoes.
mashed potatoes for me?
No, I mean,
All right,
if you
I got to
have-
tell you guys
if your
something.
dressing is good, you won't care about the mashed potatoes.
Nora, do you put it?
No.
I've never heard anyone say dressing.
Really? Well,
Nora,
think
you are
it's
the first person that I've
might
heard
be
say dressing. Nobody even, it's like the cranberry sauce. Nobody eats that.
If it's homemade dressing.
Thank you. Thank you, Jasmine.
I don't
It's
know.
be-
My
Jackie,
mom says homemade.
it's because I'm your only black best friend. That's why.
Right, you are. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
So
Yeah,
Nora,
that's it.
you're gonna have to
Nora,
make us.
you're
gonna have
my
to make
only
us some
black friend,
dressing
Nora.
so we know what it tastes like.
Yeah, I'll have to do that.
Okay.
Yep, I'll do that.
Okay, listen. You guys are doing Thanksgiving all month,
Okay.
okay?
So how
I
should
get
we do
judged
it?
for this so harshly every single year because I
Uh-oh.
That
and you got to put everything together.
It's the turkey bowl.
country.
Yep, and then
internet.
so like well, I have to get John Paul to run a little faster on the treadmill, so give me just a second here and go run and yell at him to
Thank
move it
you.
because it's moving slow.
Okay.
But no, so Nonna doesn't make pasta anymore on Thanksgiving, but when
No.
she used to make pasta, so we would start with pasta in the bowl, and I would
Yes.
keep the bowl because it still had the sauce in the bottom. I'd put the turkey, mashed potatoes, everything in the bowl, mix it all in with the pasta sauce, and that's how you do Thanksgiving.
You gotta
Really?
add the dressing. Nora's got a weird
Yeah,
look on her.
you got to add
It's
the
like,
dressing.
So
And the
Nora, do
macaroni
you
and
make
cheese.
dressing by itself or do you put
Right
it
on
in the
top of it,
turkey
perfect.
No, it's by itself. No,
by itself?
I put an apple inside the turkey
Boy, this
with
internet is just so bad.
with whole cloves stuck in the apple, and I put
Okay.
it inside the turkey, and it helps with the moisture to keep it moist.
Oh, all right.
Yes.
Speaking of making
hungry now.
things, Nora, you missed out on
Yes.
a little fun on Monday. My husband and
I
I got
did.
together with Jackie and her family, and we had
And you made sausage. No,
we
I'm
made
just kidding.
sausage.
Wow. Okay.
It was
Well, how come I
Sausage
wasn't
Fest
invited?
2020.
Yeah, Sausage Fest 2020. Nora hates pork because you hate
Yeah, I
pork.
don't eat pork.
You
You
won't
could have
eat
had some
it.
chicken
So
sausage.
what are you gonna do? You're
They
gonna
make
sit there.
They make chicken sausage.
No, the Italians don't make chicken sausage. I'm going to tell you the same.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you the same thing I told Jackie. So we made my grandfather and father's recipe, and it's a very specific recipe. And in it has wine, but it says my father says Riunite wine.
Oh, yeah.
So Jackie says, because they make wine, can we put a different wine in it? I said,
No.
you can, but I am not, because I do not want Richard and Bruno coming down and chastising me from the heavens for using the wrong wine.
Well, you never deviate from a family recipe. You never do that. Never.
So we used
Never,
Riunite. We spent a whole
Yes.
$6 or $7 on our bottle of wine.
They still make that? They still make that. Oh, okay. Good to know.
Well, Nora, she couldn't find Mad Dog.
Right. I was gonna say
or Boone's Farm.
they still make that, and they make Boone's
$2
Farm
chuck.
in different flavors and everything. So yeah, they still make all of that.
No, I did the traditional Lambrusco Riunite wine because that is what Richard and Bruno did forever, and I'm not about to switch it up.
Okay.
And it was really good.
It was very
It was
good.
really good.
Very
It is
good.
good.
Rocky
Okay.
ended up finishing the wine after.
Yeah.
All right.
well,
Anyway,
Anywho.
we have a very exciting guest on today.
Mhm.
So
I know,
We're gonna
very
listen to-
exciting.
we're getting a sneak peek illegally of some music.
Okay.
Hopefully Team Money's not watching this.
Yeah.
So let's get started. Let's go ahead. Go ahead, Nora.
This segment is designed to showcase the stories of talented
Our internet.
individuals who had a wish and found a way to make it happen. They set goals, overcame obstacles, and turned setbacks into comebacks. Their stories are unique, interesting, and most of all, inspiring.
Often we talk about the amount of courage it takes to get outside your comfort zone and try something new. We all talk about that. We all try to challenge ourselves. Jackie sometimes pushes us a little harder with a list of things, but nonetheless, we all try to get outside our comfort zone once in a while. Now imagine getting outside your comfort zone, completely outside of your comfort zone, and trying something very, very different, especially when you are a very respected and well-known attorney who decides to change it up a little bit. And that is our guest today. Jasmine Rippey is a successful lawyer by day and a rap artist by night. And her nighttime persona, she's known as Chocolate Jazzy. Now, it just so happens that Jasmine, or Chocolate Jazzy, happened to have her law office down the way from our very dear friend, T Money Green.
T-Money.
T Money. He just so happened to be near where her law office is, and he is a legendary producer for those of you who do not know. And together they have agreed to work, or they've agreed to work together. And next year, I believe 2021, is that it?
Yes.
Your debut album is about to come out. I'm not going to give any more details, but I am going to introduce you ladies to our guest today, Jasmine Rippey, or Chocolate Jazzy. Welcome.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm so honored to be here with you all. And this is my first interview as Chocolate Jazzy, so I'm super excited.
Wow.
Yay.
Well, you look amazing. I love the purple that you have going on. Now, where are you? Because I love the backdrop. Are you in your office?
In my office, yeah. These are Detroit Grand Prix posters, so vintage posters that are framed on my wall in the law office. So we're down the hall from Tony.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very
All right.
good.
So let's get started with this. First of all, like Gina mentioned, you've had some tremendous success as a lawyer, and congratulations to you and your law partner, Amina Sheikh. Is that her name? Your partner?
Yeah.
Okay. On everything you guys have going on, you guys have your own law firm, you have your own podcast show, which, by the way, is called Ladies in Law, which I love.
Yeah, that is awesome.
So from that, how did you get to Chocolate Jazzy? Go back and tell us your childhood with poetry, your passion for poetry and music, and then sort of take us on this journey of how you got to where you're at right now.
Okay. So growing up, I was an only child for a long time. I didn't have siblings till I was in high school. So they're in high school right now. So I spent a lot of time listening to music by myself, writing poetry. So that's what I did a lot as a childhood. But as I got older, went to college, I got out of that. And originally I wanted to be a doctor. So I liked math and science growing up. I was a nerd. Then when I got to college, I realized I don't like math and science anymore. I don't like hospitals. I don't like blood. So I was kind of at like, what am I going to do?
I don't either.
My life? My mom is a teacher. Gina, I understand you're a teacher as well.
I am.
Awesome. So my mom was a teacher. She's an assistant principal now. I knew that I didn't have the patience to deal with children. God bless the teachers.
Thank you.
I feel like we're lost.
And I enjoyed it. I always felt like there was something missing. I consider myself a creative person. Am I cutting out?
You're good now.
Take it back just 2 seconds though, because you right before you decided teaching wasn't for you. We lost you right after that. So take us back just to that little point right there.
So I was saying that my dad is an attorney, and he looks like he enjoys his job. He dresses nice. So I was just like, oh, I'll be an attorney. I'll go to law school. And I did very well in law school. I've been practicing for 5 years, but I always felt like there was something missing. I'm a creative person. I'm a lot more creative than my dad. Hence this office. I actually decorated it. It's very colorful, very bright, not what you would consider a traditional law office. And I got back into poetry a couple years ago, and all my poems rhyme. And I was reading them to my mom, and she's like, you know what, you should try rapping. I can really see you rapping. And I was really nervous at first, but then I tried it, and I realized that I could rap. So, it really came full circle with my passion for poetry and music.
So what sparked your interest in poetry? Because I feel like for a kid growing up, like that's kind of an interesting thing to have as a hobby. Like, how did you get into that? Like, what made you realize that you loved it?
Yeah, in school we read poems, and I really liked Maya Angelou. So I always enjoyed reading the poems, writing poems. I had projects where we literally had to write poems almost every week for the entire school year. So I still have poetry books from my childhood. We actually had to, it was like an art project. So we had to type them up, cut them, create designs. I have a whole poetry book that I wrote as a kid.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. So now do you sing also? Do you sing also? No,
I do not. I want to learn how to sing. I have to open up my vocals a little more for that.
Okay.
I'm trying.
All right. Well,
so you pulled out the poetry.
A good start.
Yeah. So a couple of years you got back into poetry. Were you going to like open mic or where they had like poetry night and stuff like that?
Actually, no, I was just writing. I've written over 100 poems. I was just writing. I never expected to be performing. And then once I started writing the raps and I really loved it, I'm like, I really want to do this. I want to start performing it. I want to put my work out there.
Now, how did the writing have to change from the poetry version to the rap version?
The content is a little different. Rap, you got to be real witty. Give your punchlines. You got to make people really think. You want to excite people. A lot of my music is upbeat. So rap is more so about the vibe, the energy, the vibe, and poetry is, laid back and it's for introspection and thinking. So my poems are very deep. They're usually about life and purpose and, you know, finding yourself. But whereas rapping, it's about having a good time and feeling good.
Now,
So
do you have?
oh, sorry, Gina. Go ahead.
No, that's okay. Go ahead, Nor.
Well, I was just going to ask, are any of your raps explicit, or are they, you know, can my grandkids hear you?
Yes, so I actually I do have clean versions of my songs. So I have
Okay, all right.
but I do have the clean versions for the children.
Okay.
And
good.
the song that I gave you guys to play today is the clean version.
Okay.
So
CJ,
from there, oh, go ahead, Gina.
Oh,
no,
that's okay.
I said, see, Jackie, I told you she had a clean version. No, I'm just kidding.
And I said, let's listen to the dirty one anyway. That's
We're gonna play the clean one in a minute. But Gina, go ahead, Ori.
So my question was about the differences between. So do you have a poem that started off as a poem and then it evolved into a rap?
Sometimes I do, not fully, but I do take some inspiration in my raps. I've taken some lines and from some of my poems.
You know, the teacher in me is all about this. So I'm like, okay, how do you get this? How do you encourage this? So that my teacher brain is just on overdrive right about now. So,
and actually it's funny, Gina. So I started rapping some of my poems. So I took some of my poems and actually kind of rapped them as they are to Tupac instrumental beats before I started.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So I can actually rap some of my poems as they're written.
How wonderful.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I want to come to your first live performance. So your first reading, I can just see it, a small venue, and how
she's already had her first live.
Well, I know, but I'm saying a smaller venue, where she's sharing. My point is sharing poetry and the right.
Right. And actually my album is going to have 4 poems on it. So I want to put that out there as well.
Oh, wow.
All
right.
Okay.
So fast forward now and you meet T Money. How did that come about? I know you guys have an office down the hall from each other. Mm-hmm. And so how did this whole partnership come about?
So we've had this office in the Russell Industrial Center for a little over a year now. And I met Tony shortly after I moved in. And, I was just like, hey, I'm your new neighbor. We're attorneys, ladies in law. And so he knew me as a lawyer. And then when I went to him a month ago.
John's making his appearance. This is he's wrangling the dogs. So
So Tony's known me as an attorney for almost a year now. And then a few months ago, I said, hey, Tony, I want to rap. I rap now. And he blew me off. He brushed me off because he gets people come all the time. Like, I rap. And he knew that rapping was new for me. He knew I was doing poetry, but he knew that rapping was new. And he's like, I don't want to hurt your feelings. And, it's not right. So I just kept pressing. I'm like, Tony, please. Tony, about the 5th time, he was like, okay. I'm gonna put on this beat and let you write something to it. I already had a rap written in my phone, and I was able to rap it to the beat that he played while it was going. And
wow!
So he was very impressed.
Oh, very good. You showed.
So he didn't blow you off anymore.
Wow.
He didn't blow you off, right?
He loved me. I said, let's do a song. He's like, no, we'll do a whole album together.
Wow. Now, what did you know about Tony Green or T Money Green before you approached him?
I knew that he was a legendary bass player. I knew that he played on Gin and Juice. My dad used to play Gin and Juice and Warren G Regulate for me when I was a kid, and I really liked the bass on there. I didn't know it was Tony Green. So when I met him, I was really excited and just really happy to meet him because I have been listening to this music for so many years.
So I've been go ahead, Jackie.
No, go ahead, Nora.
I was just gonna say, I'm wondering, like, when you're in court, do you? And I guess I shouldn't ask you this while we're on Zoom, but are you sitting there and you're in court and you're like, hey, this would be a good rap. This dude is guilty.
funny.
That's what Nora would be doing, right, Nora?
To write a rap song about what I see as a lawyer, and I haven't done it yet, but I should. I've seen a lot, so I think it'll be interesting. But no, actually, I haven't done that.
Oh, okay.
Now,
Okay. I just wondered.
What did your dad say because he's a successful attorney and you said to him, "Hey, I'm gonna rap."
He
I'm so glad you went to law school.
Great. I'm gonna rap. What did he say?
I said, Dad, he knew about Tony and he had talked to Tony on the phone when I hung out with Tony, and my dad loves the dramatic, so he was very excited to talk to Tony. So I said, hey, Dad, I started rapping now. He knew about the poetry. So he's like, I started rapping and I'm working on an album with Tony. And he just started laughing at me. And he's like, you're doing too much. You're doing too much. And then he just changed the subject. And it actually really hurt my feelings. And I wrote a song called Chocolate Queen in response to that. And I played it for him.
Wow.
He liked it. He's like, maybe I should make you mad again.
Oh. Wow. But that's a good story. That's so good.
Yeah, he finally came around after a couple months. I'm like, Dad, we're almost done with this album. I got my first show coming up. Tony's making calls to people. And then he's like, okay, you're really serious about this. And then that's when he's like, okay, Jasmine, regardless of what I think, I raised you to go after your dreams, do what makes you happy. So if this is what you want to do, I'm
Wow.
Oh, that's wonderful.
That's amazing.
That's great.
Yeah, that is really
wow.
amazing.
Kudos to your parents, man.
Yeah.
And my mom
that
was
they
all in
instilled
from the
that.
start, so she was super excited. She loves.
That's
music.
awesome.
That is awesome.
Writing.
So you get together with Tony, and I have to tell you, I remember when I first met you, and it was at a hyped up show. It wasn't your show. It was way before. It was when you were just starting to work with Tony. We were in the hallway, and Jorg introduced us, and he said to me, she's an attorney and she's starting to rap. And I remember looking at you thinking, she's not a rap artist. There's no. All I saw was an attorney. You look like an attorney. Yeah. You carried yourself like an attorney. I just couldn't see it. And then I went to your show at Hyped Up, and I was like, yeah, she can't be an attorney. She's definitely a rapper. I mean, it was such a transition. It was crazy. So how long did it take you and Tony? Like, where are you guys at? I know you have one song completely done, which we're going to listen to in a minute. But how many songs do you guys have done? How many are you going to release on an album?
So on the album, the first album will have 7 songs. The first album is actually fully done. It's completely mixed, mastered, everything. But
really?
Yeah. Wow. So we finished that a couple weeks ago. I'm working on a mixtape and another album. So I have about 20 songs cut already with Tony.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was pushing through him. He kept giving me beats, and I was just writing.
Wow.
So now, how does your
him, didn't you?
Yeah.
how does your writing come to you? Because I ask this of everyone. Like when we have singers or writers or whatever on, are you laying in bed or you're sound asleep and something just comes in your head and you wake up and start writing, or how is your process?
It can come to me at any time. I have woken up at 3 a.m. and wrote songs. Sometimes I wake up right in the morning and write a song. Sometimes I'll be driving home and have to pull over because stuff is coming to me.
Wow.
I write it in my phone. So it can just happen at any time.
So you will pull over if you're in the car, huh? You'll pull over and wow.
So I don't forget it, because if I don't write it down in there, I'll forget it by the time I get home.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's go back to your first show, your show at Hyped Up, because that was really your first debut.
That was
right.
Mm-hmm.
And that was what was that? Oh, it was Tony's birthday, I think.
Birthday,
right?
September 22nd.
Yeah. So what was that experience like for you? There were quite a few people there to see you. There was a lot of energy in that room.
I was really excited, actually. I've been practicing for a while before, and I was just really excited. I was hyped up. I had some friends there who were there to support me. I knew Tony was excited. It was his birthday. There was just good energy, and I was just ready to go. I loved it. I had a good time.
Was your dad there? Did your dad
No,
make
he
it?
wasn't.
Oh, okay.
Just because, well, my dad lives in Cleveland, so I'm originally from Cleveland.
Okay. Okay.
My mom was in North Carolina. My dad and my grandmother are in Cleveland, so I don't have family in Detroit. So my law partner was there, and some other friends were there.
Oh, okay.
But they did watch. So my family watched it live. It was streaming on YouTube and
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, had you performed for them before, or
no? They had never seen me perform before. And I when I was done, I got so many calls and texts like, "Oh my God, you were amazing! Oh, your energy, your stage presence." I mean, my family was blown away because they had never seen that.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing.
that's so different than court.
It's like
Right.
because Tony, some days he'll be like, "Are you a rapper? Or are you a lawyer?" Like he's like, "I don't know what are you? What are you today?"
Wait, that kind of leads me to my question here. Would you consider Chocolate Jazzy to be your alter ego, and how do they kind of like? How does your personality fit into both of these? And like when you're on a case, do you ever like if you're in the courtroom, are you ever like kind of getting your Chocolate Jazzy mode where you're like,
that's
what's up? And then and then if you're dealing with people, the business side of music, are you ever in your lawyer mode where you're like, excuse me, like
no, yeah, it's definitely two different modes. So I would say my lawyer, they're both part of me, but it is two different modes when I'm in lawyer business mode versus Chocolate Jazzy creative artist entertainer mode. And as far as them crossing over, I would say Chocolate Jazzy really hasn't over like in the courtroom or anything. Maybe when I'm talking to my clients and joking and having fun with them, some of my clients sing and are into music, so we can talk about that.
Okay.
And then my lawyer mode crossing over into Chocolate Jazzy, yes, when I have to handle business and deal with people and be like, look, I am not your average artist. I'm not going to get run over, taken advantage of. I know contracts. I know the law.
That's the plus. That's the plus of being a lawyer. Right. Now, I have a client that's a couple of clients that are attorneys, and one of them, she's doing cases right now on Zoom. So are you guys doing that in Detroit now too? Are you on Zoom with everything?
I've had trials on Zoom, mediation. Yeah.
Has it been hard for you to adjust to that?
At first it was a little shaky just because the court was still trying to figure out, because they typically when we were going to court in person, they would schedule 20 people all at 9:00. And with Zoom, they were trying to get a hold of, they had to do better. They couldn't just schedule everybody at the same time, because I would be on Zoom for like 3 hours. Sometimes I would log off like, oh my, I can't.
Wow.
3 hours in the same
crazy.
place. In the courthouse, I can get up and move around, maybe go to my car and stuff like that. And they'll call me when the case is ready. But courts have got a better handle on the scheduling, have staggered things. So I actually like it. Sometimes I'm in 2 courts on one time, one on my phone, one on my computer.
Oh my God.
I had to drive from court to court before.
Yeah. So I'm just going to stay on that for a minute. So do you think once this is somewhat over, or we're getting back to whatever normal is these days, do you think they'll still adopt that a little bit more because it is?
I think so, because courts have really gotten used to using Zoom, and the judges like it. I mean, they have found it very easy to conduct the hearings, and the parties like it. Some of my clients are elderly and they have trouble getting around, so they like just having to get on their computer or phone from their house. So I do think for certain hearings it will continue. Now, as far as like jury trials, I'm not going to do that on Zoom. That would be too much. And some of the other hearings that are hotly contested in felonies that you really need to do in person and assess the person's credibility and their demeanor, their full body. That's not going to be on Zoom, but run of the mill. I can see them continuing on Zoom.
Okay. All right. Good to know.
Let's Dave, can you put the song on? It's called Rip It Up. And is this the name of the album?
Yes. So this is
It is the name of
actually
the
my
album.
slogan, Rip It Up. So Amina, my law partner, is Shake. So we say I'm Jasmine Rippy, rip it up, shake it up. And to me,
That's
Oh,
awesome.
love it.
Rip it up means just like, go for it. Whatever you do, whatever lane you're in, you go in there and you crush it.
That's awesome.
All right.
It's a great message that you give about being your authentic self.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And while we wait for your song to come on, people can find you on Instagram at The Real Chocolate Jazzy. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yep.
At The Real Chocolate Jazzy on Instagram.
Yep. So I only have Instagram up right now. I'm working on my other profiles, but yeah.
You're going to have a music page and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, YouTube and SoundCloud and a Spotify artist profile. I'm in the process of doing all of that.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know that
All
Dave
right.
heard us, Jack.
I texted him.
Oh,
you did.
Dave?
I sent him a message. Tell him to. Oh, okay. Yep. Yep. He's ready for it.
Here it
Okay.
goes.
Chocolate Jazzy. Oh, wait. I rip it up, grip it up, no matter what. I rip it, I rip it, I rip it, I rip it up. I rip it up, grip it up, no matter what. I rip it, I rip it, I rip it, I rip it up. I'm ripping and I'm gripping, ice dripping, cup tipping. I'm the one they wanna get with, but I'm pimping, never simping. My flow's so tight, guaranteed to get you right. Come sample chocolate jazzy, if only for one night. King ain't been on 10 in Detroit. Rhyme and go check my early days back at Botman. Who would have thought that a young lawyer would turn into a big G Ahoya? Yes, I've been chosen. I'm ready for this closing. Give me my bank, I want all of my tokens. Work my whole life just for this moment. I'll be damned if I do anything. Listen, go in. I rip it up, grip it up, no matter what. I rip it, I rip it, I rip it, I rip it up. I rip it up, grip it up, no matter what. I rip it, I rip it, I rip it, I rip it up. Please give me my own space annex, cause I move real bars Xanax. But I ain't never scared, just do it like you check. And this bust up theory don't apply to no ex. They can stand to the side just like the rest. Wondering how they missed it on the best. If they text, I leave them on red. Moving so silent, they probably think I'm dead. Until I hit them right over their head. Gotta pull in their hair so much they got dreads. I rip it up, grip it up, no matter what. I rip it, I rip it, I rip it, I rip it up. I rip it up, grip it up, no matter what. I rip it, I rip it, I rip it, I rip it up. I rip it up, grip it up, no matter what. I rip it, I rip it, I rip it, I rip it up. I rip it up, grip it up, no matter what. I rip it, I rip it, I rip it, I rip it up.
Woo.
That
That was awesome.
What's it like to listen to your own? What's it like to listen to your own?
Yeah.
At first, it was really surreal. I mean, the first time I went to the studio, it was so weird hearing my voice in the studio. But now I've gotten used to it. But I get excited. Like, I'll get ready and listen to my own music, and I'll listen to my music in the car and stuff. And it just feels so good.
And you're like, she's really
That's
good.
it. Yeah. Yeah, I enjoyed that. Yeah, that was nice.
Who's the beat maker?
So Kilo Beats is Tony's stepson. He makes all the beats that I use for my album, and he's really, really good, an up and coming young producer out of Detroit. He's only 21.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So did you have these lyrics already done when you got the beat?
No, so Tony gave me the beat, and then I listened to it. I usually come up with the hook first because I try to build the verses around the hook. And make the song kind of have a message. I'm used to doing poetry where things build on each other. So I did the beat. I was like, I rip it up. So, and
That's
And it went from
awesome.
there.
That is
Wow.
a great song.
thank you.
Wow.
Is the rest of the album, like the other 6 songs, do they sort of carry that same theme?
No, I mean they're all energetic. You know, they're meant to get people going and motivated and get their day going. You know, I'm an entrepreneur. Sometimes I need to pick me up, maybe in the middle of the day, and I'll just listen to my song. I'm like, okay, I'm about to get on this court hearing, and let me just get pumped right quick. So all of my songs are meant to be energetic and pump people up, but they have different themes and different messages.
If you could write for a rapper, who would it be? Who would you like to work with? Yeah.
Right. I have rappers that I would like to collab with. I'm not sure who I would write for. I really like Nicki Minaj.
When you said that, that's what I thought about when I was listening to your music. You remind me of her a little.
Yeah, but she writes her own stuff, so I can't write for her. I would love to do a song with her.
Well, you have a podcast show. Is that who you would love to interview? Or if you could interview any musician, whether it's rapper or any genre, who would you love to interview?
Oh, I love so many musicians. I honestly, if I'm not listening to rap, I love old school R&B. I love 90s R&B, and Jodeci is my favorite group. I would love to interview them. I will watch old concerts even today on YouTube. So I just think they're so interesting and such a dynamic group.
Yeah. I watch Unsung a lot. I love that show.
Yeah, I watch Unsung too.
Yeah.
You guys watch the Tony Green Unsung, right? The dramatic.
Yeah, I was like, Tony, you got a lot of airtime on there.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah.
Ask him about Jazzy, ask him about getting his makeup done, what that was like.
Oh,
that was fun.
He said he didn't like all that makeup.
Yeah. I could hear him right now fussing.
Yeah. What process so far what gets you really excited? Is it the writing? Is it recording, being in the studio, or is it performing? I know you've only performed once so far, but what really just gives you that rush of those three components?
They all give me a rush. I mean, I would say like it's three different stages. So when I initially start writing and I get a beat and I'm able to get all my lyrics down perfectly how I want to match them on the beat, I'm just like, oh my God, I'm so happy. It's just like solving it's like solving a mystery, winning a case. Like, you've got the song and the beat and the lyrics and the beat together. And then when I'm in the studio, I love being in the studio, just that environment. I remember the first time I went to the studio, Tony's like, you've done this before. You're not a new artist. Because it just felt so natural. And I just had so much energy. I was so happy. So I love being in the studio. And then with performing, I love performing.
Rocky, I've never heard anybody describe writing a song or writing a rap like breaking a case or solving a case. That's interesting.
Wow. So when do you think you're going to release the album? Is there a release date scheduled right now, or?
I have a set date exactly, but we're thinking end of January, early February of next year.
Oh, okay.
But my single "Rip It Up" will be coming out within the next few weeks.
Ooh.
Oh, cool.
And it'll be out on all social media platforms, Spotify, Apple.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be on all streaming platforms. And then we're supposed to shoot a video for it sometime. I do need a videographer if you guys know anybody.
Oh,
I know.
Rocky.
Yeah, I'll send you some people for sure.
Yeah. You want her to go through Tony with that?
Yeah, she can do that with Tony. Yeah.
Okay. He's probably doing that. When you really kind of get into this, like when the album comes out and you start working on your second and your third, what do you hope your music is going to do for people? Because I
think you froze up, Jackie.
Yeah.
Yep. Everybody's freezing up today.
People. Jackie, you froze.
You froze up a little bit.
Okay, I was just saying, as you go forward with your music and you start doing more albums and you're out performing, out and getting to building a fan base and everything else, what do you hope how do you hope your music resonates with people? Like, what do you want the defining brand to be with your music?
I want my music to make people feel good. I my story really, I feel like, can resonate with a lot of people. There's a lot of people who want to chase dreams or want to do things, but they're too scared to do it. And if they see like, oh, she went from being a lawyer to rapping, I mean, that's inspiration. I know my dad was telling me Keith Sweat was a stockbroker on Wall Street.
Right, he was.
And that resonated with me. And I'm like, okay, I can really do this. So I really want people to be inspired by my story. I try to make music that makes people feel good. My image, I would say, is a little more mature maybe than some of the other artists that are out there right now, because I am older and have experienced things. But I want people to just know that whatever they want to do, whatever they put their mind to, that they can do it.
Yep.
How do you see as your rapping career take
Love
That's
it.
amazing.
And I think too, for me, when I read your bio and learned about you, I thought the biggest inspiration in your story was so many of us, when we're young, when we're kids, we have dreams, and then we go and we take that path of certainty and we get the paycheck and everything else, and we never go back, but there's always something missing. And that's what I loved about your story, is that you did go back to something that was there, and you're doing something with it. That's the greatest story.
Yeah, Jackie, thank you. And that did, when you sent over that bio, that did resonate with me. Like, wow, there are a lot of people who maybe have childhood dreams that are scared to take that leap of faith and never end up doing it. And it's just like, I feel like we only have one life to live.
Yeah.
Where
did that confidence?
If you fail, then you can do something else. I mean, I don't have any children. I don't have any debt. There's no reason. There's nothing holding me back from not pursuing this.
Wow. That's awesome.
How did you develop such a mindset?
Yeah.
Because I do feel like, especially this day and age, people are just scared to touch anything.
Yeah.
And you've already accomplished so many incredible things. You're 40, what is it, the top 40 under 40 of criminal defense lawyers. Like, holy crap, you know what I mean? Like, how do you say, okay, you know what, I've had this, I'm gonna go do something I'm scared of now?
I think it was just really my upbringing. My parents always raised me to be a leader, be an independent thinker, be strong, go after what it is that I want to do. So they really pushed me to be a strong person, to be smart, and to do whatever I want to do. So it's really just goes back to my upbringing, and the principles that my parents taught me really laid the foundation for who I am today.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that is amazing.
We need to have your parents on.
I know. Parenting 101.
Tell us about the duet you're working on.
The duet?
Yeah.
With Tony?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So Tony and I have a song together. It's called Joyride, and the beat is kind of a laid back beat. When I heard it, I pictured a guy and a girl riding in the car at nighttime in the summer, maybe windows down, just vibing out, just joyriding. So I said, Tony, I want you to sing the hook on this. So we're still in the process of working on it. It's not going to be on the first album. It's a little more.
That's awesome.
But I think it's going to be great. I'm excited. And it was fun to work with Tony in the studio. I'm like, Tony, you're good. You're really good. And he's like, I've been working for 50 years.
Aww.
Right.
Don't tell him that, Jazzy. He knows he's good.
Yeah.
The great one. And then I heard, or I can't remember if I heard the song "I'll Fight for You" or actually I did the lyrics. What's happening with that song?
Tony's song through his band called Roadwork, and it's really a song about fighting for the world, and it really talks about the state of the world that we're in, Tony played the beat for me. It already had the hook, someone singing on it. I'll fight for you. I can't sing. But I said, Tony, I think it would be really cool if I can write a poem and lay a poem down.
Oh, wow.
Singing or rapping, I can write a poem. And I literally wrote it in like 15 minutes. And I called him.
Wow.
I recorded on my phone. I'm like, do you like this? He's like, this is amazing.
Oh,
so
my
we're supposed to
God.
go in the studio next week to record it. So it'll be interesting to have a poem on top of a song.
And you remind him that he wasn't interested the first 4 times.
Right.
Now he's all in. Now he's all in.
Wow, that's amazing.
What piece of advice does Jasmine give Jazzy?
Ooh, good one.
Oh, yeah, that is good.
You know what? I would say that it's not easy starting into a new venture. I mean, some days I'm just like, oh my God, by the time I deal with all I have to deal with court and my clients and my business, as well as ladies in law and our podcast. And I mean, there's just some days I'm just like, oh my God, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. Like, how can I do all this? How am I balancing all this? But Jasmine is like, you got to keep going. You got to keep going. There's going to be a brighter day. Tomorrow, it'll happen. You're eventually going to have a breakthrough. It's not always going to be like that. But so sometimes Jazzy is just like, oh, I'm tired. I don't feel like doing this. And Jasmine is like, no, you got to keep going. You got to keep going.
Wow.
Do you see a day where you would step away from practicing or being in law in court every day, or actively working as an attorney?
Yeah. So actually, before I started rapping, my law partner, Amina, and I had started our Ladies in Law brand and doing our podcast. We were on the radio for a short time. We're not on the radio anymore. But our goal was to start a legal talk show. So before I started rapping, I had dreams of entertainment and getting out of the day-to-day practice.
She'll be back in a minute.
You will.
Oh, we have just been having some freezing going on around here today.
Yeah,
There she is.
Yeah, so Amina and I are, my internet is unable, unstable.
Yeah, you're good.
You're okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
You're good.
We are in the process of trying to pitch our show to different producers and networks.
I was just gonna ask you. I was just getting ready to ask you, what's next for Jazzy? And it's like, oh my God! And you just said how tired. Oh, I don't know if I can make it. And now you always got something on the fire. That's all I can see.
We were surprised. We had an agent reach out to us a couple weeks ago, and I'm just like,
wow, that's great.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Okay. Well, I see big things.
What has surprised you?
What
has surprised you about the music business now that you're really getting into it? You knew about it before, but now you're actually an artist. What has surprised you?
I would say dealing with people's egos and people trying to take advantage of you. You hear about it, and actually I was just talking to my dad about this today. He's like, Jasmine, the music business is shady. And I'm just like, I know, but I didn't really think about that. I'm the type of person, I like to look at the glass half full. I like to give people the benefit of the doubt until they show me different. But today I was thinking, I really have to change my mindset when it comes to dealing with people in music, because it's just a different beast.
Wow.
And Tony's been great. He shielded me from a lot of things.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why he wanted to work with me. He's like, Jasmine, you are a nice girl. You come from a good family. I don't want people to just spit you up, chew you out, and you don't even like music and want to do it anymore before you even get it off and going.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tony's one of those rare people in the business where he's been in it a long time. He's gone through so much, and he really protects the people that are in his circle.
Right.
So I think you're really lucky to be working.
I am. I'm just so thankful that he's agreed to work with me and that our paths even cross. It's so funny. So before I started my law firm, I used to work at a law firm downtown in Detroit, and I used to go walk around, go to lunch. And one day I saw a group performing, and they were performing Gin and Juice. And I stopped and I recorded it on my phone. That was Tony and his band. I had no idea. The recording.
Wow.
I was going through deleting some old files, and I was like, "Oh my God, that's Tony!" And I showed Tony, and this is from 4 years ago. I had
Wow.
Everything happens when it's time. I always say that. It happens when it's time.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So when you release your album in you're thinking like springtime possibly?
Or January, February.
Oh, January, February. Are you planning any live stream release?
So I would like to do an album release party if I could, where I perform
live performances right now, but are you planning like a live stream event?
Yeah, I would like to do that. I would like to have some, close family and friends there, an intimate gathering, but live stream a performance.
That would be cool. Hyped Up would be that'd be a great hyped up, Tony.
Yeah.
Watching.
I know
Tony's watching.
Yeah.
Hey Tony, you heard her.
He plans on having a rap hyped up in January, I think. So whatever it is, I'll be on that. So maybe I'll just kind of put it all in one.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right.
Well, we
Gina's
wish you
holding up that cookie.
Yes.
Just letting you know that we're getting close. This is my.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Signal. We're getting close.
Jasmine, anything else you want people to know? Anything else that you want people to check out? Other things that you have coming up? You've got the music being released January, February. What else? Anything else?
That's all I have right now. I can't wait for things to open back up. I really want to do a real live performance and feel that energy.
Yeah.
I mean, people were surprised that I was able to deliver like that on the stream. They're like, imagine when you get in front of a whole crowd.
Yeah.
Right.
So right now, just really trying to get videos. A lot of the artists now are focusing on the videos since they can't do the live performances. So maybe, like you said, I may end up doing one of my own streaming events, but I'm definitely going to be shooting some videos and get more active on social media to do some TikToks and things like that.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Right.
Your Instagram is on Instagram you can be found at The Real Chocolate Jazzy. So anybody who hasn't found you yet, they can go ahead and find you on Instagram there. In terms of your
I tagged you in my story. So.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you.
Very good. In terms of your podcast, that continues on.
Yeah, so our Instagram for Ladies in Law is at The Ladies in Law.
Very good.
And when she says, in-law, INLAW, in-law. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Me too.
Yeah.
Awesome. Congratulations. You're ripping it up. And
rip it up.
A lot of other people to rip it up. And I think that's a great message. It's a great brand.
Thank you for sharing.
I actually filed a trademark for that. So this is something that
Oh, Jackie,
cool.
she's way ahead of you. She's way ahead of you, Jackie. Yeah.
Great job. We'll keep following you. We can't wait to hear the whole album. And I can't.
Uh-oh. You're freezing too.
Chocolate Jazzy. It's definitely very energetic.
Thank you guys for having me.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Go ahead.
Ready?
Yeah, we have our fortune cookie.
We have our fortune cookie. Here we go. Oh no, it didn't rip. I was going to say, that's not good. I ripped it off here we go.
You ripped it up.
I ripped it up. Here we go.
Yeah. Don't get carried away with that, Gina.
I always say this every week, like, this is a good one, but this is, I just magically find the right one. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity.
I wrote a poem about that. I have a poem about luck. I don't believe in luck. It's just preparation meeting opportunity. Because I said that, and I wrote a poem.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Isn't that crazy? It's just for you, Jazzy. Just for you.
Jazzy, that's a sign. That's your next song.
Yep.
That's a sign. That's your next song.
I
Oh
didn't
yeah, right.
song about that. Wow.
The
Yeah.
Nooner Show inspired the next song. All right.
Yeah.
We want a little shout
Oh,
out in there.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
Nothing
next,
too,
and next,
just subtle, like
Just
in the
our
hook or
logo and our
something.
links
Yeah.
and stuff, yeah. All right.
and next
Thank you.
week we're gonna be on at 3 instead of noon.
Oh,
3 o'clock. 3 o'clock next week. So
Good.
right.
yeah. So we have to,
Reminder.
but it's gonna be noon to us.
Who's your guest next week?
He's a
What's that?
she was asking who the guest was. He's actually out of Detroit. So you gotta listen.
Yes.
It's a surprise.
Okay.
Yeah. So you gotta listen.
Stamato. Wait, is that what
huh?
it's called? Not Stamato. Stefano. We gotta learn.
Yeah, we have to learn the name.
7 days to practice. So
Yeah, he's actually like a chemist with senses, perfume, and auras and stuff like that. It's gonna be a pretty interesting.
It's really gonna be interesting. He has a perfumery by day and a bar by night.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the Detroit area. Yeah.
I wonder if you know this bar that I'm thinking of. It has it's known for scented cocktails.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
That's probably him.
Next week. But Nora, thanks for reminding us it's at 3:00 next week.
Yep. Yep. I said I was going to do that. All right. Are we all set, guys?
All right.
All right. And
We're all set.
remember,
Thank you.
sometimes the only mode of transportation available
is the leap of faith. Thanks for taking a leap of faith and go out there, have a safe week, but rip it up.
Happy hump day.
Happy hump day.
Bye.
Thanks,
Jazzy.
Bye, ladies.
Bye.
See you next week.